So today I'm sharing with you what I know about each Lyran star system, specifically with details. So this information comes mostly from my readings of the records of Lyra, plus what I have seen by doing readings for other starseeds, plus my own memories as my galactic lineage is mostly from Lyra. Hello everyone, my name is Valeria and in this channel I talk about spirituality and esoterics. So Lyrans are the founders of this system of dimensions. Their life force impulse awakened first, specifically in Era Matina, the 12th dimension, and then this vital impulse spread to Chiliac and Vega, and later creating the separation between the beings, the founders from Lyra. These beings represent the archetype of creative beings, the origin, the founders, wise and ancient energy. Although they also fell, they hold this light and shadow and remind us of the importance of integrating both. It is common to find starseeds from Lyra have come to Earth in these pre-human or pre-Lemurian times to study the ecosystem and help with the preparation for the space, the physical space, so for future incarnations of humans, while beings from Sirius B were mostly associated with the preparation of humans as such. Lyrans took more care of the environment and ecosystem on the Earth. We have this picture. So first, the three main star systems where the founder Lyrans came from, the three main orders, so the place in this universe where the Lyran wars started. So we have Era Matina, Chiliac, and Vega in the image. Then we have the nebula that is often talked about, that it was attacked by beings from Draco, and some reptilians and Lyrans had to leave that place and go to other star systems. And then we have also Sulafat, which I am going to talk later in this video, which is really interesting. And we have Alatfar and Alathfar. I am going to talk about these two first. They are holding a really specific frequency. They are slightly more recent star systems. Their life force impulse was awakened later. And they are also smaller in terms of the number of beings that are living there. They have not been involved with the Lyran wars, and they are also not directly involved with the founder beings. Beings from Alathfar are the specialists in different tools and fields. They create systems that work, while Alathfar beings are more helping beings, from other star systems. Beings from Alathfar, they don't usually relate much to other star systems, except if it is for research purposes. There are not many beings on the Earth now like starseeds with that lineage. They are experts in something that is really specific. They are sometimes biologists, astronomers, physicists, experts in the spiritual science. They also do research with nature and with renewable energies and so on. And what they see here and learn here on the Earth, it is sent through the systems of our third eye and the crown and other beings from Alathfar receive this data and review it there. They use it to create better systems. Starseeds from here are usually the ones that are interested in physical ascension. They know it is possible, they come here to investigate things, processes, what works and what doesn't on the Earth, and they channel new ideas and gather this information from the Earth and from other star systems, and thanks to that, beings from Aladfar create systems based on harmony but tangible, for their dimensions. I have seen them existing from dimensions 7th through 10th, looking like hybrids of humanoid and feline beings. They are observing other star systems from Aladfar, and they create efficient processes that there, and sometimes what they research is useful for other beings and star systems. This place is of course at higher dimensions, so keep that on mind when I say this, but the places where they reside look very green, with lush abundance, really leafy, like on nature, They have specific technical skills and they have been linked to Vega due to their relative closeness, but not with Vega from the founder's perspective, It is more with younger generations of beings from Vega. Then beings from Aladfar, they are descendants of Aladfar. They are dedicated more to serving other star systems and collectives and not so much to the spiritual science. They are leaders. They know about deep self-knowledge. They decided to start using all the knowledge that was available through Aladfar in order to help other star systems, and they are trying to help the Earth also, okay? Then Sulafat represents a mixture of the three groups of beings, the three orders, that they did not resonate with wars and polarization, and a group of them that were not in this resonance with war is a specific group that decided to go to a star system to seek integration. By this, I mean that they physically went to what we call Sulafat, at first maintaining their original form as part of one of the three orders of the founders of Lyran beings, which is different from literally placing together the DNA of those three groups and creating a new prototype of being, which is something that also exists, but they are other beings, it is different. So beings from Sulafat, they exist mainly in the 7th and 12th dimensions. That is what I have seen. Some of these beings, upon entering Sulafat, decided to do so in the 7th dimension, while others in the 12th dimension. After spending time absorbing the Sulafat energetic imprint, their frequency manifests mostly in white colors. They hold knowledge related to transformation, rebirth, unity, consciousness, the Phoenix archetype, processing and integrating the shadow. Then the Lyran Nebula has suffered many attacks. It contains an important portal. There were planets there that were destroyed, especially by beings from Draco and Lyra. This is why now it is a nebula, and this placement of starseeds is related to the trauma of not having a home, not having a place to live, feeling that there is no place for us on the earth, and so on. Then we feel like the same in the cosmos, like in general, and it seems to be the stronger placement related with that. Fomalhaut is also quite similar, but is more related with people that feel that no one really understands them completely, like people don't get them. So keep in mind that mainly beings from Eramatina migrated to the nebula and were then attacked by the recessive part of Lyra and the beings from Draco. And these beings from Eramatina, by spending time in the energy of the nebula and actually the planets that were there, they began to take on traits that we would associate more with birds, with avian beings. That is why the Lyrans from the nebula usually look like birds, like with bird features, okay? The Draco and Lyran wars are associated often with beings from Draco, sometimes reptilians also, attacking the Lyran nebula, the planets that were there, which is now a nebula. And from what I have found in my inner research, that is associated with the same thing about the fall of Eramatina, the wars between the three main founders from Lyra. Basically is that beings from Eramatina went to the Lyran nebula. They were like these pioneers, conquerors, and at the same time some beings within Vega created in a way the beings from Draco. So these beings from Vega, in quotes, attacked the beings from Eramatina, again in quotes, because now they were in the nebula, but they were from Eramatina, and the frequency was already a bit different, but it is basically a continuation of the original separation, of the original war between the three orders and the original fall. It's like this story about beings from Draco attacking the nebula is expressing the very same idea of the original fall of Eramatina, Vega, and Chiliac. We usually hear about the Draco beings attacking Lyra, but it is more than that. It was the same fallen Lyrans that attacked other non-fallen Lyrans along with Draco. That was the attack of Eramatina. So we have the Golden Order of Seraphim that were related with Vega, who were guarding the fallen draconian beings. These draconian beings were rehabilitating themselves. Then beings from Vega, from the 10th dimension, that became regressive, and became draconian, seraphim, fallen angelic beings, they created this hybrid between Dracon beings and Zeta, and then they created the Draco beings, what we understand as Draco beings, and other fallen beings that are on Orion and Dracon. And this Dracon group has created a huge genetic distortion on our DNA. And these beings created the Draco that we know, these hybrids between Dracon and humans. And remember, when I say beings from Vega, I don't mean all beings from Vega. It was a small part that became regressive and joined with Dracon beings, okay? When we go back to the beginning of Lyrans as founders, we have beings from Eramatina, Vega, and Chiliac, and beings from Eramatina are related with feline beings and the Elohim. Beings from Vega are related with insectoids, mantis, bird-like beings, and some reptilians, and beings from Chiliac are related mostly with cetaceans and Pegasus, and they are at stargates number 12, 11, and 10. So they are really on the spots and places that were the key for beings to be able to live this system of 12 dimensions. So this is a video in which I share more of the specifics about the 3 collectives of Lyran founders. Maybe you are part of some of them, so you can really check this video. And thank you so much for being here today, and I am sending you all my love.